In this lesson, we're going to learn how to write in scientific notation. So first of all, when do we write in scientific notation? We write in scientific notation when there is a number that is really, really big or really, really small. Then we can write it into scientific notation to simplify it. And so our number that is written in scientific notation is written as a number that is between 1 and 10, and it's multiplied by a power of 10. So let's go ahead and take a look at this formula we have right here. So it's C times 10 to the nth power. So this letter C is always going to be a number that is between 1 and 10. It's greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. It's always going to be multiplied by a 10 to something power. And the n must be an integer, meaning it either needs to be a positive or negative whole number. So for example, we have 2 million that's written as 2 with 6 zeros. And another way to write that then would be in scientific notation as 2 times 10 to the 6th power. We could also have something where we've got the 5 thousandths and where that's written as 0.005. And that in scientific notation would be written as 5 times 10 to the negative 3rd power. All right, example number 1, how do I determine if a number is written in scientific notation? Remember that we said that we have the C times 10 to the nth power. And this first number here has to be between 1 and 10. It's actually greater than or equal to 1 less than 10. And then n has to be an integer, which can be a positive or negative whole number. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 1. And we have 7.23 times 10 to the 3rd power. So we want to make sure that this number right here is in between 1 and 10, and it is. And then it has times 10 to the 3rd power, so this is yes. For question number 2, we have 6.304 times 10 to the negative 3rd power. And this first number is between 1 and 10. And we have just times 10 to the negative power, so that's going to be a yes. Now for number 3, hopefully you notice that this number right here, the 35 is greater than 10. And because it's not between 1 and 10, this is going to be a no, because that number right there is too big. So it's a no. Question number 4, we have 5.2, which is okay. And we have times, and then we have 8 to the 4th power. So what we don't want, remember this right here has to be a base of 10. And so this would make that a no. Question number 5, we have 0.00425 times 10 to the 6th power. Notice that this number is not big enough. In order to be between 1 and 10, it would have to be 4.25. Because this number right here is too small, this is not in scientific notation. Question number 6, we have 10.24 times 10 to the 4th power. And now because this is greater than 10, it's not between, it's not greater than or equal to 1 less than 10, so this would be a no as well. Now for 7, 8, 9, I'd like for you to pause the video and for you then to take a look at these next ones. And when you're done, then go ahead and resume the video and check to see if you have them correct. All right, so for question number 7, hopefully you notice that there was a decimal there. It's after the 5. So you have 5, which is between 1 and 10 times 10 to the 4th power, so yes. Question number 8, the 5.2 is fine and the 10 to the 4th power is fine. However, we do not add, so that is going to be a no. Question number 9, we have 5.24, which is between 1 and 10, but that's good. And then we do have an exponent there. If you don't have an exponent, it's a 1. So yes, this is written in scientific notation. All right, example number 2, how do I write numbers in standard form? We're going to write these numbers in standard form, meaning we're going to put them back in the form that they were in before we had the scientific notation. I want you to notice that there are some of them that have a positive exponent and some that have a negative exponent. I want you to note that when we have a positive exponent, that we're going to be multiplying by 10 over and over and over again. And we know that when we multiply by 10, that we're moving our decimal is always going to be going to the right. Where when we have a negative exponent, that we're going to be dividing by 10 over and over again. And so our decimal is going to be going to the left. So let's take a look at number 1. We have 2.0075 times 10 to the 6th power. Because it's a positive exponent, it means that we're going to multiply by 10 6 times. We're going to move that decimal place to the right 6 places. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now notice that I ran out of places. So I do have to add 2 zeros at the end for the place value. And now there is a decimal at the end there, but we just don't write that. For question number 2, we have 1.685 times 10 to the negative 4. Remember, if we have a negative exponent, it means that we're going to be dividing by 10 4 times. So when we divide by 10, then we're moving our decimal place to the left. So we're going to move it over 4 places to the left. Now, in order to have a placeholder then, we do have to put a decimal at the beginning. At the end, it doesn't matter, but at the beginning, in order to have a place for these 3 zeros, we then would need to have that decimal. So our answer, and you can put a 0 in front of it, 0.0001685 would be your answer. For question number 3, we have 7.23 times 10 to the 3rd power. Now it's a positive exponent. That means we're going to multiply by 10 3 times. So we're going to move the decimal place over 3 places to the right, and we'll have 7,230 for our answer. All right, for questions number 4 through 6, go ahead and try these on your own, and then by pausing the video, and then come back and check your work. I do want to remind you, though, first, that there is a decimal here with that 2. It is after the 2. All right, so let's go ahead and check them. Notice that for number 4, that we had a negative exponent, so we divided or went to the left 4 places, giving us 0.0002. For question number 5, we had a positive exponent, so we moved 2 places to the right, giving us 265.4. For number 6, hopefully you notice that the 10 actually does have an exponent. It's to the 1st power, so your answer for that one in standard form would be 24. Example number 3, it says, how do I write numbers in scientific notations? So we have for number 1, we have 85,000, and 85,000 is written in standard form, and we're going to write it in scientific notation. Now, remember that we had said that to write things in scientific notation, that you have C times 10 to the nth power. And the C right here has to be between 1 and 10, greater than or equal to 1, less than 10, and then n has to be an integer, a positive or negative whole number. So the first thing that I like to do when I'm writing things in scientific notation is I like to place the decimal so that the first number, or the C, is between 1 and 10. So to make this number between 1 and 10, I'm going to place the decimal between the 8 and 5. So what I have here is I've got 8.5. And now I can drop the rest of the zeros after that. And 8.5 is between 1 and 10, so that number is correct. Now, there's a couple of different ways that I look at to determine if it's going to be a positive or a negative exponent. Well, first of all, we know it's going to be times 10 to the something power. What I like to do is I like to then look at this and count how many to put it back. And to put it back, I would be moving it 4 places to the right, meaning I would be multiplying by 10 4 times, meaning I would have then a positive 4 exponent. A couple of other things that I look at when writing something in scientific notation is that if the number is greater than 1 to begin with, it is going to be a positive exponent. If the number were between 0 and 1, then it is going to be a negative exponent. So one other thing I like to look at when I'm writing things in scientific notation, and it just depends on how you like to look at these, is that my original number was 85,000. And when I wrote this 8.5, I'm just going to rewrite it again. When I wrote it as an 8.5, I asked myself, well, did I make my new number bigger or did I make my new number smaller? And when I put this decimal right here, I made it smaller. And I made it smaller by 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, which then would be times 10 to the positive 4 power. All right, for question number 2, I want you to notice that this number is also greater than 1. So it's going to have a positive exponent. And we're going to place this decimal right in between the 4 and the 2. So we make this 4.259. Now we can drop the rest of the zeros because I do not need those. Times 10 to the, well, let's see here. We said it was positive, or that this is greater than 1. So we know it's going to be a positive exponent. And it also takes us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to put it back. And so we would have 4.259 times 10 to the 7th power. And for question number 3, notice that this number is between 0 and 1. So therefore, we know that this is going to be a negative exponent. So again, our first step is to make that first number greater than or equal to 1, less than 10. So we have a 2.3. And we'll have times 10. And now because it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 to put it back to the left, we know that we have a negative 4 power. So, and again, that number started out less than 1, so we know that that's going to be a negative exponent. All right, for our last 3 examples, I would like for you to try these on your own, and then by pausing the video, and then resume the video to check to see how you did on these. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at question number 4. Notice that the number started out as less than 1, greater than 0, so between 0 and 1. So we know that we have a negative exponent. And so then we placed that decimal between the 5 and the 7 to make that number between 1 and 10. And then to put it back, we would be moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, meaning we'd be divided by 10 5 times. So we went and we had a negative 5 exponent. The other way of looking at that is that I made it bigger by making our new number 5.74 and then by 5, and so, or 5 tenths, so we're going to then compensate with a negative 5. All right, for question number 5 then, if I come in, I place my decimal right after that 5, then I would have 5, and then notice that our original number was greater than 1, so it's going to be a positive exponent, and so we would be multiplying it by 10 3 times to put it back. So we then also, we have that a 10 to the 3rd power. Question number 6, notice our original number was between 0 and 1, so it's less than 1. And then also notice that we come to make our number that is between 1 and 10, greater than or equal to 1, less than 10, that we're putting that decimal behind the 4. And so then that means that we would be then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 4 times 10 to the negative 6 power. So in this lesson, we took a look at how to write numbers in standard form from scientific notation. And then we also looked at taking and writing numbers from standard form into scientific notation.